Welcome back. If you've watched this channel for a little bit, you might know I'm a humongous proponent of OM Japa into the chakras. It's a science of meditation, which is so helpful to the entire process. It's hard to estimate its worth. It's really quite profound and magical. So if you're going to take that up, let's say we're just going to have a beginning practice of getting to know the chakras and doing Om Japa in the chakras every day. So I might start out with some stretching, and then I might do some heart rate variability resonance. And now I'm very, very quiet and still. And so if I want to deepen that quietness and that stillness, I might do some Om Japa in the chakras and then return to some more heart rate variability resonance and go back and forth. And so when I'm in that Om Japa practice, I might just put my mind all the way on the coccyx, all the way down to the bottom of the spine. I put my mind there, Om, and I mentally Om. All right, I'm telling you about it, but I mentally Om through the chakra, right? And maybe I do that 2 or 3 times, and then I move on to the second chakra, to the sacral chakra. Om. I put my mind there. Om. I mentally Om through the chakra as I'm sitting very still. Then I move my mind to the third chakra, the lumbar chakra. Om. Mentally through that chakra 2 or 3 times. Then I move to the heart. Om through the heart. Move to the throat. Om through the throat. Move to the medulla. Om through the medulla. Now I could stay there, or I could go back down the spine. All of that is perfect. All of that is beautiful. And that's a wonderful beginning practice, how I can incorporate Om Japa into my meditation every single day and see how it deepens the silence. Because you've got a brain, and that brain is projecting material down into your body through the central nervous system. So you have limbic material. I have hurt in my heart. I have fear in my gut, right? That's projected down from the brain. Brain can't process it up here. It has to shoot it down into the body so we can begin to deal with it and work it out over time. But the thing is, we never quite work it all out. But with the Om Japa, you can. You can dissolve all of that, and then you get a natural manifestation of each chakra. So the really beautiful side, the silent, the quiet, the easy side of the chakra begins to manifest. All right? So that's a little bit about Om Japa in your practice. But a question that I get very often is, this is totally new to me, how do I know if I'm doing it right? What if I can't find the chakra perfectly? I'm not sure that I'm finding the chakra perfectly. I'm not sure if I'm oming properly. I'm not sure if it's working. Wow, great question, very important. You gotta know these things or you're gonna exist, your whole meditation will exist in doubt, and you'll doubt your practice, you'll doubt your ability to do it correctly. So we need some litmus tests. We need some biofeedback to make sure that we're doing it correctly. So let's get into it. Okay, really simple. Right off the bat, let's make sure that Om Japa is working. Let's do a test. I want you to find a negative emotion. You know, maybe somebody cut you off on the freeway and you're like, "Urgh," and you think about it a little bit and you can still feel a little bit of that, "Urgh," right? Or maybe your boss said something to you and you're like, that was so weird, and I felt weird, and you can still feel a little bit of that weirdness when you think about it, right? You want to be able to feel it just a little bit, and if it's emotion, it's better because they're stronger. We can feel them, right? So if you can feel any kind of negative emotion and you can sense it, like I can sense it right now, I can feel it right now. Feel it now, like right now. Just go ahead and feel it momentarily, all right? Now, I want you, as you feel it, okay, let's say I feel it in my heart, or I feel it in my gut, or I don't know where I feel it. It's just like all right here. As you feel it, mentally Om into that entire thing, that entire feeling that you feel in the body. Mentally Om into the entire thing. So I feel, oh yeah, that guy, he cut me off. Urgh. And then I Om into that. Om. And I'm just having fun, right? So I Om or I Om or I Om. That's fine too. So all of that. Om. And see what happens. Now I'm quite proficient, so right away I start laughing because the entire frustration, that tiny little thread that I could feel still, was evaporating. Totally gone, right? But maybe you're more practiced at being frustrated, so you need a little more. Go ahead. Om. Through the feeling right now. Just go ahead. Feel the feeling. Wherever you feel it. Wherever it is. It doesn't matter where it is. I feel it all the way down here. Great. I feel it up here. Great. Maybe it's words stuck in my throat. My boss said I really wanted to say something to my boss, but I knew if I did, I'd get fired. Maybe you feel it up here, right? Om through it. I feel it here. Oh. Do it 3, 4, 5, 10 times. And then check. Here's the check. Can I still feel it? Or is it gone now? And you got to be honest with yourself. Either you feel it or you don't. So was it there and now it's gone? Then it's gone right now, isn't it? So you got to be honest with yourself, okay? No, well, it was gone, but I don't really believe that it's gone. You can't do that to yourself. You're trying to trick yourself. The mind is trying to trick itself because it's attached to the negative emotion. You can't do that. You got to let it go. You got to be honest. It was here and now it's gone and it's gone. That's okay. It's okay to move on. We don't have to be attached all the time, all right? We don't have to be attached to the past and negative emotions. We don't have to be attached. Who's this guy running around telling people they got to be attached to everything? It's bonkers. You don't have to be attached to all this junk that's in our past. You don't have to. You can Om it out, all right? So feel the feeling, Om into it. When it's gone, it's gone. Maybe you feel it half gone. Well, great. That means it worked that much. Keep going. Om another 5 or 10 times through it. Om. Until it's gone. And you feel clear. You feel clean. And it's so amazing to me. We think, oh, that clear and that clean, it's a tiny thing. Oh my God, no. It is gargantuan. It is humongous. And the Kriya Yogi that does Kriya and feels clean because they do Kriya, that's it, man. You are doing it. So in the practice of Om Japa, when you feel clear or clean, it doesn't mean you feel totally clear or totally clean. It's just, I worked on this and I feel clean in this little area. Man, that's it. You did it. You actually did it. And that's why we want to find a specific emotion just to test it out. Okay? We just want to test it out and make sure it's actually working for us in one little case. Now, if you're going to pick something which is a really big deal in your life, you have to make sure that there isn't secondary gain. Like, I'm doing this horrible feeling in my life because I'm angry at that person and I want them to know that they are hurting me. Well, you're not ready to let go of that hurt because you're trying to prove something to somebody else. It's not about you anymore. It's about the other person. And that's a bunch of conditions which have to be met before you're ready to let it go. So if you Om into an emotion like that, where you're holding on to it, right? There's secondary gain. You're waiting for a story to finish out before you're ready to really let it go. Well, you can't actually let it go, can you? You're not done with it. So you got to reach the end of that and be done with it, and then you can let it go. Then the Om Japa and the timeline therapy works like magic. They work exactly as they're supposed to because you're actually letting it go. See, you're in control. You didn't know that, did you? They told you have to hold on to these things forever. No, you are in control. You are in control whether you let something go or you hold it and it destroys your life, right? You get to pick, right? So the holding on, I'm holding on to show him that he hurt me. Who are you hurting? You're not hurting them, you're hurting you. So just remember that. We all do it. This is the story of life. We all hold on to things that we don't need to hold on to, but just be aware of that. If it's something really big and messy and I want to prove something to somebody else, well then I might not be able to let go of it just yet. So you'll do some Om Japa into it, and that will help it some, but it won't let go completely. And that's what you want. You want to be able to let go of these things completely, all right? So that's it. We just proved that we can do the Om Japa in a chakra, in an emotion, which is, they're contained in the chakras, right? So that's a really fantastic litmus test. So that's a really fantastic test. Through biofeedback, through feeling our emotions and noticing that it's gone, we're proving to ourselves, this Om Japa works and I can do it. Yes, you can. That's your proof. You can do it. Now, a lot of times the yogi says to me, I'm not sure if I'm finding the chakra perfectly. You don't have to, all right? So I've got a couple guides here, finding the chakras through the animalistic connection of the emotions, finding the chakras through the body itself. All of those are good. And it's important to go through that process a few times because you want to be able to find it mentally. So if you look at a picture and then you try and find the chakra mentally, it's not necessarily as efficient. It's not necessarily as good of a practice. But when you find it mentally and you sense it mentally, well, now you're using a different part of your brain. And it's very, very important for the Kriya Yogi. It's very important to develop this part of the brain where you can sense different areas in the body. And that's what you're doing when you find the chakra and you Om into it. You're developing that part of the brain. You're making it more powerful. And it gets really powerful. And your intuition develops about yourself and about the chakra and what's inside of the chakra. But in the beginning, you don't have to do that perfectly. You are creating this relationship over time. And that relationship is huge. I'll come back to that. But just know in the beginning, if I can just find it in a general way, that's enough. All right? So if you follow those videos that I have on how to find the chakras, and you find the chakra in a general way, and you say, I think I found it. I don't think it's perfect. Great! You didn't have to do it perfectly. You just find it in a general way, and then mentally Om into that space. People say, well, how do I Om into it mentally? I don't know what that means. Okay, well, here's my heart. I can imagine that my mind is in my heart, right? I'm sensing in my heart. And now I'm going to mentally Om into that space. So I'm saying Om right now. Om. I'm going to imagine that I'm saying that in my heart. Don't overcomplicate it. You just feel as if you are saying the Om in the space that you feel the heart. That's it. That's all it is. And don't think about it too much. You'll confuse yourself. Just Om into it. Same way I would speak. Om. I just Om into that space. All right? You can do it from the front, you can do it from the back. It's really fun to do it from the bottom, do it down from the top, do it from the sides, do it from every angle, and have fun with it a little bit. And you might notice little shifts and changes. So when you want to do something a little bit different with your Om Japa practice, try it from the back side. Try it from the left, try it from the right. Have a little fun with it. See what interesting things you can notice and you can develop inside of yourself. Okay, back to this relationship. Ashokji told me you have to create this relationship with the chakra. And when you do that, you are creating a biofeedback loop between you and the chakra. So here's the chakra. I feel into the chakra. Maybe I feel something, maybe I don't. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying it out, okay? Maybe I feel something. I feel maybe it's a little bit cloudy. That's a good assessment, right? The kitchen counter is always dirty. It's always gonna be a little dusty and a little bit dirty, and if I wipe it clean, it's gonna be more clean, right? Pretty much guaranteed it's gonna be a little bit dusty. Same thing with the chakras. Pretty much guaranteed we walk through life and they're gonna get a little dirty. They're gonna get a little dusty. Totally normal for everyone. I don't care how great a yogi they are, totally normal for that to happen. Okay? So I feel the chakra, I feel a little something, I Om into it, and now I go back and I feel it again. That's the relationship, right? The test. It was this way, I ohmed into it, now I'm feeling it again. I think it might be a little bit different. Cool. Okay, I'm going to note that. I'm going to jot that down in my mind. Om. I ohm into it again. Now I feel it again. Feels a little bit different. It's interesting. I jot that down. Om. Om. I feel it again. Oh my God, it's definitely different. Wow, this works. That's the relationship. That's the reciprocal relationship that you are creating with every single chakra when you go through them every single day and you ohm into them a few times up and down every single day. You go from stretching to heart rate variability resonance to OM Japa in the chakras, and then back to heart rate variability resonance, and then some OM Japa in the chakras, and see how deep and clear and silent your meditation becomes. It's phenomenal. It's really phenomenal. And eventually, this will cause the roll-up of consciousness. So you'll feel your consciousness, maybe you'll feel your energy, but more importantly, the consciousness will come up into the heart. And then it will come up into the throat. And then it will come up into the medulla. And then it might go up to the top of your head and start to expand. What does the lotus do? It expands. That's what it's supposed to do, right? That's the journey of meditation, this roll-up and expansion of consciousness, all right? And it begins, that expansion begins in the heart, right? We think we know love. We think we know what it's all about, and then you roll up into your heart and you're actually free. You taste a little bit what the lover feels like. Oh my God, I'm on cloud 9. Why does he say that? Because he's lifted up above the worries and the trash and the junk he's been carrying in the subconscious down in the lower 3 chakras. He's lifted up into love, and suddenly he's on cloud 9. He's lifted up. That's it. That's a roll-up of consciousness in a love story. And we all love love. Why do we love love stories? Because we're getting lifted up into love itself. It's absolutely inspiring. That's a roll-up of consciousness. And that's what the yogi is doing every day. He's rolling his consciousness up into the heart, then the throat, then the medulla, and then expansion. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what the OM Japa and the chakras are doing. And I demonstrate, oh my God, I can't believe it. I demonstrate the roll-up of consciousness on the Big Bliss training. If you haven't seen that, you gotta see that. It's amazing. I'm really proud to be able to share that. Because everybody talks about, oh, the energy goes up. Well, what about the consciousness? I think that might be important. It is. It's way more important than energy going up. Energy goes up, energy goes down. So what? But when your consciousness goes up and it expands, that's actually the big deal. That's what it was all about. So to recap, if you ohm into the area in a general way, you don't feel anything, great, you ohm into it. You feel something, great, you ohm into it. It changes, great, ohm into it. Doesn't matter. If you can do it in a general way and slowly develop this relationship, this ability to feel inside of yourself, over time, it will just manifest. You don't have to stress out. You don't have to worry about it. You just keep coming back. More soup, sir. You just keep coming back for more soup. You keep coming back. You keep coming back to the chakra, ohming into it, and it will open up and develop automatically. You can't help it because you're lifting the weight for the part of the brain that senses internally, and it will begin to manifest automatically. All right? So if you can do it in a general way, it's working, you're doing it. And when you have an actual negative emotion and you can test it, do that and feel what it's like. Feel what it's like when the negative emotion is actually gone, right? It was here and I ohmed it out completely and now it's gone. And I feel clear, I feel clean. Those are Kriya Yogi words. That's what they say. If you talk to enough yogis and you talk about this, you'll hear it again and again. I feel clear, I feel clean, I feel like there's a purification process going on, and my life is getting easier. This is the other test. The thing that used to bother me a lot are not bothering me so much. And when I really get over it, the things that used to bother me, I can laugh. I'm not laughing at people. I'm laughing at the hilariousness of life, the comedy of errors that is life. I sit back and look at the cosmic drama, and it's hilarious. That's huge. That's when you're really getting cleaned out. You're really seeing things. You're not eaten up and overly involved in everything. You're at a distance. You can see everything clearly, and it's kind of hilarious, and you have a lot of compassion where you didn't have it before. You were too wrapped up in the story, right? All of that is huge. So those are 3 signs that you are doing the OM Japa correctly. It's working for you correctly. And go watch the demonstration of the roll-up. It's amazing. I really owe Kevin a lot for being able to go through that with me. And he's a fantastic yogi. So you'll see the roll-up of consciousness in him. And he's talking, so he's not in a really super deep state, but he's still getting bliss because of it. It's kind of amazing. It's beautiful. So the ability to recognize that is humongous. And that's really what the OM Japa is. That's the huge gift that the OM Japa in the chakras is giving the yogi. That ability to roll the consciousness up easily and effortlessly in a quicker time than probably any other practice can give you. So I hope you love this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.